Serendipitous timing. This has been a crazy week for me. I just got home a short time ago. I've been gone all week. I'll talk about my trip later, but this started with me last night. We've been stopping to rest. I've actually been on a road trip that was unplanned. I thought I was going to rest, but it turned out to be a rescue mission. And so I'm just getting in. And last night, let me back up here. Well, no, let's start here, because this morning I watched Quantum of Conscience channel, and he has People Know Nothing Part 1. And he's talking about Saturnalia and the solstice. He's talking about the solstice. And I had a conversation last night with one of my subs, or commenting back, about the solstice and what it actually is and what's going on. And it has to do with everything because of the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction on the winter solstice. This is like the grand celestial cross. Now, all of the rituals they have been doing, all of them have to do with that day. So let's go from this comment. December 25th, Saturnalia is not actually the real reason for the season. Saturnalia was co-opted the birth of the Sun Festival as well. It's the birth of the Sun. And actually it's off by a few days. Even it should be on, you have the death of the Sun either on the 21st or the 22nd, depending on leap year. And then the Sun is born 3 days later, or 216 years later, 3 degrees in the heavens. It dies for 3 days, and then it starts moving back the other way. So that's the true thing, is what's going on, is it's the birth, the death, and the rebirth of the Sun. But that's not what we celebrate. Nobody is celebrating that. Everybody is celebrating 3 different rituals basically on that day. They're doing a Capricorn ritual for Saturnalia, when Saturn used to rise in the winter solstice. Let's just read this comment and then we'll go from there, because I want to show it to you on Stellarium. Because everything's written in the stars, and they can bibble, bibble, babble, scribble, dibble all they want. But when you learn how to read those stars, they can't lie to you anymore. The winter solstice is actually in Jupiter's house of Sagittarius, and soon to be in Mars's house of Scorpio. Everything is about this. Moving to Mars's house of Scorpio, not Saturn's house of Capricorn. The only reason Saturn is still recognized there is because the sun worshippers' pillar is bent, and they are living in the past. The word Christmas actually means the Mass of Christ, and of course Christ meaning anointing, the Christos, the Chrysos. I have been discussing this topic with one of my subscribers who is also an astrologer. Everything we are currently witnessing is about the winter solstice and the battle for the rights to the birth of the Sun. Like you point out, the elite and the Vatican, who are actually Jupiterians, who worship freaking Mars instead, crazy, celebrate Saturnalia as if Capricorn were in the winter solstice, on that bent sun pillar. The lunar worshippers acknowledge Sagittarius as currently in the winter solstice. But, like I said, everything happening is about this day. All the rituals, all of them mark this day. 9/11 was to seal the equinoxes of Leo and Aquarius, the masculine axis of the fixed cross. It ends at 9/11 Leo, and it begins at 3/11 Aquarius. That's currently the masculine when we enter the fixed cross. We enter it on 3/11, we leave it on 9/11. These are the new markers for the for the equinoxes in the age of Aquarius. Now they need to seal the Scorpio Taurus, the solstices. They've done the equinoxes. Now they need to do this one. They've done all the rituals. All of the Vatican rituals happen with the moon in Scorpio. All of the Freemason rituals happen with the moon in Taurus. The Pope's reset 2016, reset to get her ritual in Washington, D.C. was 2016. It happened exactly when you had a moon in the crotch of Ophiuchus, which is the hero. And 9/11 happened with the Freemasons when the moon was in Taurus, right? In their sign of Orion, Taurus. This is significant because they've already done the rituals and only need to seal it. And it must be done no later than the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction this year on the winter solstice. Of course, there was a delay. They done the last one like they're fixing to do now. The precursor to this was the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in the early 60s, and they assassinated JFK. So, and that was done after the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. And even 9/11 was after a Saturn-Jupiter conjunction. So I do keep that in mind because they've got to get close to that day, but this is all moon magic from the Picatrix. I've understood that for a long time. Their magic book is definitely the Picatrix. We can expect a FF. A lot of times y'all are going to see, because they pick up on that, I'm going to start writing 66 because it's FF, so that they'll leave this alone. A lot of my comments are being blocked and dropped because of certain phrases, so we're just going to have to pig Latin them out or use substitute symbols. We can expect a false flag on the hero. When we move to the fixed cross, the story changes. Thank freaking God. In the new storyline, the hero dies in the end. I think we're being set up to watch the hero Trump be done away with. People say he is Gemini, but he's really Taurus, the red heifer, so to speak, opposite Scorpio, Ophiuchus, the hero. Let me back up. Last night, I was talking with Crystal Time up here. Let me come up here. This is one of my subs, and this is her video. Y'all can come over here. She does alchemical symbolism, a lot of it, astrology. You can join her channel as well. She's one of us, been with us a while, and she's talking about these dates and these solstices and what's going on and how they're all connected through numerology. So here's my comment. I was just thinking about this, and I mean literally, before I watched this video, I'm sitting there thinking about all these rituals, and then her video put it all together in my mind. What's coming, what they're doing. To be able to see it through her eyes gave me a different perspective that I wasn't able to see with just my own. So I watch, like I said, I watch a lot of other astrologers, and basically those that are subscribers of my channel, because they understand the alchemy and that's what they're teaching. Like Victoria Cotton, Crystal Time, same way. Highly recommended channels. Come over here and give her some support. I was thinking about this and how I need to make a video. I have watched them do 3 rituals that represent the Grand Celestial Cross. They still need to do the Scorpio Serpentarius Serpent Holder ritual. I understand it from the Arabic Persian, and so Ophiuchus to me is Serpentarius. Out of the Greek, he's Hercules. Out of the Hindu, he is Vishnu. Out of he's the hero, Ophiuchus. He's on the hero's journey. I talked about that mythos years ago, but at the time I was unaware of the pattern in the rituals they were doing. I know what the mythos is, and how the mythos of each constellation changes depending on where it's at in the zodiac. And of course, when the crosses move from fixed, mutable, cardinal, and they come in a line with the solstices and the equinox, that's when they come into power. And the storyline changes. I knew the Vatican was targeting Scorpio, Serpentarius, and the Freemasons were targeting Taurus. Opposite. Black and white, earth and water, feminine. That's what they do. Those damned to get her rituals using moon magic. They did the 9/11 versus 3/11 to seal the Aquarius-Leo masculine axis of the equinox. They need to seal the solstices with a 66. That's so I wouldn't get popped there. I know what the ritual is. Ophiuchus, the hero, now dies in the winter solstice as the sun does. My earlier video was that in the next age, the hero dies at the end of the movie, mythos, because of this. Now, on the solar pillar, Trump is in the twin tower. He's the twin towers. He's the twin because they have him in Gemini, right? If you're on the solar pillar, you're looking at Trump as a twin. But that's not so. He's a Taurus. I'm going to prove that in a minute. So he is the red heifer sacrifice. They're going to pull a 66, which is a false flag, 86, which is a murder on twin Trump. Excellent video. You're an awesome interpreter of the stars. I love seeing them through your eyes and knowledge and passion for it and love of it. It shows in your enthusiastic dedication. Well done. And well done. I have to say, well done. I loved the video. It made everything click for me. Between these two videos, it's serendipitous timing. So let's go look at this in Stellarium so I can give you a visual and you'll understand what we're talking about. I want to start right here before we jump into Stellarium. The 9/11 ritual marks this line right here. It is the last day of Leo, the first day of Aquarius. We're actually right in here somewhere. We're right in here, but they're changing the timelines. You'll notice the passage in Daniel, this Antichrist, this unchristened one, without anointing, he comes first. And then they're trying to do this line. This line has to be sealed now. This one right here. And it's the last day of Sagittarius, the first day of Scorpio, the last day of Gemini, the first day of Taurus. This will be the solstices, the SS. And it's feminine. This will be the equinoxes. This is the grand celestial cross. I call it the invisible cross in the heavens. It's the cross of power. It marks the gates. Now, Christ is the pineal gland. And Christ died when Aquarius was in the winter solstice. So Christ did die. But he was dead 3 days, like the sun, 216 years. And he rose again. So we're going to get that same story about Ophiuchus. But he's not the Christ. He's the hero. He's Hercules. And right now, at the end of the movie, Hercules lives. But now, for 216 years, at the end of the movie, the hero dies. In 216 years, we'll be told stories about the hero being reborn. But the hero's born, or Christ is born, 3 days after the winter solstice. But the pineal gland doesn't open till the spring comes, when the egg hatches. The egg hatches in the spring on that solstice. So when the Christ, or Aquarius, moves from the winter solstice to the spring equinox, the egg hatches and everybody's pineal gland opens. This is what they want to stop. They want to avoid this, and they'll do it any way they can. Spiritually, physically, psychologically, medically, any way they can. They're terrified of what's coming. Now, Saturnalia, noticed by Rome, was when Capricorn was in the winter solstice. This is also Islam, because they're still killing the goat. They're still slaughtering the goat. When it's the horseman, he's gotten a free ride this entire time, because the solar pillar worshippers are 23.5 degrees off, actually 24.5 now because of a tsunami in 2012. So, which was a water ritual, by the way, also marking the winter solstice. So now they have to have this sacrifice. They have to sacrifice the hero. So this is what's going on. This is what I've been looking at for well over a decade now. And it all has to do with that Saturn-Jupiter conjunction that's going to happen when the sun is right here in the winter solstice. And it's a long process. This is a long process. You know, we get 1 degree of the sun in our lifetimes, 72 years. If you live to be 100, you know, you're really lucky. You got almost 1.5 degrees of the sun. So let's jump over to Stellarium and look at it that way as well. To understand why everybody's worshiping something different takes us back to the same freaking thing we've been talking about over and over again. The Cairo. They do it like that. The Egyptian, it's angular. That's a different story for a different day. But it's this, what we call the P, the 16. The P. This is the masculine axis of the cardinal cross. This is Aries and Libra. This is the mutable cross here. The X is Jupiter Mercury, Jupiter Mercury, but it's being subdued by what I call a Babylonian priesthood that worship Molech on one end and Lucifer on the other. These are the power elite, and they're out to get her, and they're in it together. These are the two ends of the pillars. These are the power points. They worship the god of forces, the masculine axis of the cardinal cross. You don't get any more powerful than that. The only thing that can combat this cross is the feminine axis of the cardinal cross. But they're out to get her, which is the X, which is the mutable age, which is the virgin. And they've fornicated her, pimped her out, and turned her into a whore of Babylon. But Christ will redeem her. And this P part will disappear. And we'll get this cross with the X. Or the little X with a big cross over the top of it. That's what we're going to get. This cross. That's where we're going. This is the new symbol. You'll notice it in the British flag, but it's turned sideways. It's not upright. It's sideways. They've tilted it. But this is the symbol for the new cross of the changing of the ages. We're moving from this one to this one till we drop the X after 216 years. Actually, half of that. The X is dropped and we moved completely into just the symbol of the fixed cross. So the problem are the Babylonian priesthood, and they still worship the god of fire over here, and Lucifer are Libra at the other end of that, and they've been doing so since the age of Libra. This is how long this has been going on. And like I said, the only thing that can combat them are Capricorns and Cancer. Where my whole life, every freaking relationship I've been in with a man, he ended up being an Aries. And Western astrology, I always thought they were Taurus, right? Under Western astrology, they're Taurus. No, they're freaking Aries. And they're my nemesis. And they always end up very violent with me. I balance them out. I'm exactly what they need, and they know it. But they can't stand me. I'm patient. They're a ram. I've talked about angry ram, just in your face. They want you to know they're coming at you. They looking you dead in the eye. They never take their eye off you, and they just keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. And they don't stop. But the goat's patient. The goat waits. The goat will wait forever for that perfect opportunity, just minding its own business, eating the grass. But when that ram least expect it, and he's got his back turned, the goat's going to hit him from behind, and he'll never see it coming. He won't even know who hit him. That's the difference in the two. The reason that the fire worshippers over here are out of control is because they're still killing the goat. They're killing their feminine half. So, when Aquarius entered the winter solstice, we can actually even go there. I've actually even done this to where we can drop, let's take it to December 21 or 22, and we can, which puts the sun there, and we just hold down on this, and you can go back. I'm going to do it this way and save us some time because it's a long time ago. Let me get this right here, because we're talking a few thousand years ago. I need a negative. I need a negative 3,900. Hold on. We're still on the winter solstice. Let's hold on. I need to click on the sun. And Capricorn, we're still going backwards. We need him in Aquarius. I need to go forward. He's in Capricorn. I need to go forward. And we'll pick up when the sun actually hit Aquarius in the winter solstice, and that's when the Christ died. Our pineal glands were completely shut down for 216 years. And then it began to open back up in our DNA. But it hasn't hatched yet. It doesn't hatch for 6,000 years. Come on, let me drop a few hundred off of that. 4. Capricorn. 2. Capricorn. 1. Capricorn. 0. Alright, let's do it this way. 29. 28. 27. We're going the other way. I'm going the wrong way. I need more. So I need 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. So we're looking at, you add 2020 to this. So we're looking at 6,634 years, approximately. We can actually bring that to the correct year. It's changing. Okay, it's on the line right there because it keeps popping back and forth from year to year because of the... so that is the line. Because of the Leap year. Yeah, that freaking leap year they get us with every time. So yeah, right at 6,600 years ago is when the pineal shut down. Then 216 years later, 3 degrees, it reproduced in our head. I guess it was completely calcified, and something happened 216 years after Aquarius entered this winter solstice. And so we're waiting on him which is on the Grand Celestial Cross. But everybody's pineal gland opens when he hits the spring equinox. Now, when he was here in the winter solstice, Leo was in the summer solstice. Leo's now moving to the fall equinox. This is the fall of the earthly king. Wow. That plays right into the sacrificing of the hero as well. They're going to sacrifice the king, the fall of the king. Now, currently, the story of the hero's journey is our story of Hercules in the Western world. And he doesn't die in the end, but now he must die. And that story will be told for a very short time, for a few hundred years. And then the hero will be reborn or reincarnated, or the story will just have him stop dying in the end for another 6,000 years, just like this story. But when we do enter Aquarius and everybody's pineal gland opens up, they can't fool us anymore. They can't lie to us anymore. We won't be under the control of Jupiter or Mars or Mercury or Molech or Libra. Everybody will be ruled by their crown chakra, their higher self. And this ritual is hard and heavy on. That's the reason the rainbow flag is upside down. They've got emotion, Mars, on the top, with the crown chakra, purple, on the bottom. Upside down world. We're in UN agenda world. We're in unworld. It's unnatural. They hate her, which is the earth. Virgo, earth. They hate her. They hate her. She's the X. She's the woman. They've whored her out. The earth is represented in 3 places. Africa, Australia, and America. And where's all this shit happening the hardest? Africa, Australia, and America. All 3 of these places are under attack. By who? By who? The Jupiterians and what I refer to as the freaking Martians. These 2. Predominantly this one, because this one's being controlled by this one. And they're terrified, because they're fixing to lose everything. And they're not going to hold anything back. They're pulling every ritual out of the hat. The problem is, they're doing it at the wrong time. It's not time for these rituals. These rituals are not supposed to be happening right now. So, again, out of the book of Daniel in the Bible, this person that's behind all this Satan, this Antichrist, he seeks to change the times and the seasons. And that's what this is all about. He's in control of the camera, of the calendar. He's got the solar pillar bent. So all the people in the Christian church and this fish are over here worshiping Molech, and they don't even know it. They don't know it. They think that God of fire in the burning bush is the same one as our Father in heaven, and it's not. They think the Bible was written for the sheep. The Bible was written for the elite, by the elite. We've only been able to read really in the last half a century. And you think that God wrote that book for you. Sorry. You will find books that are inspired by the Holy Spirit. They are the prophets, the Psalms, and the red letters in the New Testament. Those all talk about Aquarius, every one of them. But the rest of them, oh no, that's not the God you think it is. You've been lied to. Those are wolves in sheep's clothing. Which is funny, because in the Game of Thrones, they set Aquarius up. If you know, let's go there. I've just got to show you this. This is the axis of the fixed cross right here. You have the lion opposite the wolf. The king of the north, the wolf, the dire wolf. So they've got the wolf in the place of Aquarius. That makes Libra right here, the dragon, opposite the deer, the Baratheon, which would be the ox, Taurus. This ain't supposed to be Libra. This is supposed to be Scorpio. But remember, Scorpio and Libra were one sign. The feathered serpent, Quetzalcoatl, the winged serpent. So it's not really Libra, it's Scorpio. And this is Taurus. So the deer is the same as the bull. The wolf is the same as the real king. The third eye raven, king of the north, Brandon. And boy, none of them wanted that. The lion, they were sitting on the throne with no right. They were usurpers. And you see, everybody got a chance. All three of these were fighting for the throne. Daenerys, the Targaryens, who were the Lannisters, lions, and the Baratheons. But it was not Jon Snow. He had the bloodline of this and the dragon. He was mixed between these two. But it was the pure bloodline of the three-eyed raven, the third eye open, crippled little Bran. And that's the story. They're showing it to you here, just in the ancient symbolism. They've already Mandelaed the Bible to where the lion lays down with the lamb, and now it's the lamb lays down with the wolf. Because they are the one and the same. Thalam is the wolf. I should say that in Arabic. Thalam, 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 Thalam. So, yeah, they're showing you here. You know, when you know those three crosses and they start throwing symbols at you, all you got to know is one symbol to know where the rest go and what the interpretation thereof is. And they're all telling the same story. And it's like the spiral symbol. It's all over the world. It's all over the world. But when you turn that spiral symbol backwards, you get, which is the symbol of nature, you get the perversion of unworld, the pedo symbols. And the same with the rainbow flag. Emotions on top. Their ensign, their sign, their flag. And they've got the red on the top. Ain't that pathetic? It's supposed to be like this. If you will simply, no, where's the purple on top? This ain't purple on top. I need purple on top. They've scrubbed it. They've scrubbed it. You won't find one. Here we go. Here's the true colors right there. And emotions are supposed to be on the bottom. You subdue emotions. You're ruled by your higher self. This is where we're moving. This is where we're supposed to be going. And they've put us in reverse. Now, I done all the Walmart's still doing the rollback time. You'll find that on Brighteon, on rolling back time. That's the name of the video. It's on my channel on Brighteon. I'll leave a link below. And yeah, to where the ritual to roll back time. And they've been doing that ritual since before the 2012 tsunami that kicked us off 1 degree and erased 72 years. It just erased. So that 216 years suddenly dropped to 144 years. Think about what I just said. I hope this made some sense to you people. But if you have a rainbow flag in your home, flip it. Turn it back the way it goes. And you will notice the change in the atmosphere of your home. And the same, if got a problem with the pedo symbols? One, they've squared the symbol. Let me walk through them for a second. This is an ancient symbol that's found all over the world in petrographs everywhere. It's found everywhere. See how it rolls? See how it rolls? This is the symbol of nature. There you go. They're all over the world. The Native Americans, they're all over the world. This is the symbol of nature. And it's feminine, and it's a round spiral. And they've turned it the other way to make it pedo, to make it unnatural for unworld. Now we need the one they're using. They squared it. This is feminine, so they squared it. They squared it for little boys. Spirangle. I don't want petroglyph in there because there is no old symbol for that. There it is. This is what they did. They call it a spirangle. And it's like squaring the circle. Squaring the circle is turning her into a him. And they hate her because it's the masculine axis of the fixed cross with no feminine aspect to balance it out. They're killing the goat. They're killing the goat, and they do the bloody ass moon rituals for cancer. Everybody thinks we're in a moon Saturn matrix. Hell, that's the one they're trying to destroy. Wake up. You're seeing it ass backwards. Don't want nature in there because that's a pedo symbol. There you go. You'll find any company that... Will it even do it? I doubt. I didn't think they would. Some of them do. Some of them are showing you, and you can link to the sites that are exposing some of what they've done. Boy Love organization for boys. The spiral is for the girl. The spirangle is for the little boys. Know your symbolism and what they're doing to it, because this is where they're coming at us. And the reason they're using the symbolism, because they don't give a shit about anything but the symbolism, because the universe don't speak English or German or Arabic or nothing. It don't speak bibble babble or any of it. It speaks symbolism. It's driven by symbolism, intention, emotion, imagination, for manifestation. And we're manifesting all this shit ourselves. We're doing it. And we're being led right into it. And it's coming from the freaking TV. That's where it's all coming from. That's the false prophet, is the television. In Poltergeist, she told us they're here. And the best scene, whoops, didn't want to do that. I want to scroll. I wanted the end scene where they're standing at the hotel. I think they're at the Holiday Inn. Did they go to the Holiday Inn? Yeah, they go here. And they roll the TV out onto the ledge. This is what needs to be done. Take a vacation, go to the freaking Holiday Inn, and push the TV out of the room. Because they're freaking here. They're here. And they've been here. They show you in I Pet Goat 2 that the TV is just eating the brain out of our children. It's controlling the masses. It's the false prophet. All right, I think I've said what I wanted to say. Trying to understand the different rituals, what they're doing, how damn wrong they are, what we should be doing. And it's insanity. It's complete insanity. These people they've lost their mind, their soul. And I'm here to tell you, don't be afraid. Don't buy into that fear, because that kills the pineal gland. It's an emotional reaction that induces adrenaline, and adrenaline will shut down the pineal gland until the very second you die. And then that's why they torture them. You want to flood the body with adrenaline first. That's the high part. And then you flood the body with the milk and the honey from the pineal gland, and the milk and the honey are the adrenaline and the chryso from the pineal gland. The chryso, the oil, that honey that flows from there. And when you have both, you can only have both at death. Like when I opened my third eye, I was seeking death. I was literally casting my body off. I didn't want it anymore. Done with it. I knew the only way out of it is to kill it. So, anyway, if you got any questions or comments or got something to add, I'll try to do longer videos and cover all of the rituals, all of the festivals, what they are and what they should be. What they should be. But I noticed a long time ago when I started looking at Aquarius on Stellarium in the past. I went way back in Stellarium. Stellarium helped me a lot. And it's been scrubbed too, because all of the translations of the names of the stars used to be there. And they're taking them away, little by little. I've been waiting on Thalum to disappear, but I don't know if they have the audacity to touch that one. But, we'll go through that one day. But I've already done the video about the hero must now die. We'll know we're in the next stage when the hero dies. Well, I think we're there. I think we're witnessing it now, even though it's a 100% staged faux pas, not a real deal. Which, that's what a ritual is. That's what a ceremony is. It's a staged event to celebrate something that has occurred in the past, or to manifest something to occur in the future by initiating it in the now. Alright, people, that really got me. I think I got it out of me. I think I said what I wanted to say. I'm going to pause here, get me a drink, and make sure before I close this video out. I'm glad I did pause. Yeah, I want to talk about the flash drives, because I dumped some off in the mail before I left last week. And over this period of time, I've tried to keep up with my channel while I was out. We've done a lot of driving, and we had her phone on the dash, watching some of my videos, watching other people's videos as we were going. But I tried to keep an eye on my mail, and requests for flash drives were getting out of hand. And so I have made that video unlisted, so only my subscribers can get to it. I had a bunch of new people jump on my channel that don't know anything about what's going on, don't know me, don't know my channel, and they just want a free flash drive. I don't mind. Holy Spirit works in funny ways. I'll send you one. But I'm up to 144. And I start with, I want to thank ESPN. It's one of my subs. He sent me a substantial, nice donation that's helped pay for you to get these flash drives. Because I'm spending anywhere between $5 and $7 a piece for the flash drive. I'm having trouble getting more. I've had to order them offline, because there's nowhere around me to buy anymore. I've bought them all. A few of you sent me a few. You'll send me your flash drive. I'll send it back to you. I was running out of packaging material as well. I bought Dollar General up, Walmart up, and Dollar Tree up. They don't have anything left here. So I'm having to order that offline. I thought I could just throw a few in an envelope. They got mutilated and sent back to me. You can't mail a flash drive in an envelope. I didn't know that. It goes through the machine, and it just tears it all. It tears the envelope up is what it does. So they were pasting them back together, and it ripped the mailing address off the envelope, so they just had to return them. So I have bought, I've got a lot going out this week. While I was out and about, I was stopping where I could and just wiping Dollar Trees out. And I've got enough for maybe 50 more to go out. But I've only got like 20 flash drives right now. So They are coming. Just be patient. As you send the email, I may not respond to you, but I promise you, if you sent me your mailing address, then your name and address is already on an envelope. Envelopes were easy to get. I just have to get the bubble wrap and all that crap. So I got a crap load of the manila envelopes, and I've got them addressed on there. And yeah, wow, 144 left. That's how many more. And so I've shut that down for now. Let me get caught up. All I ask is that you copy it, as many as you can, and pass them out. Just hand them out to anybody who's interested in them. And I'll offer this again when I get caught up. But right now, wow, I've never had that hit me that hard before. But when you say free, everybody jumps on board. And actually, it's free to you. This is costing me. I have to buy the flash drive. Mailing can get expensive when you talk about the envelope and the bubble wrap and then the post office. I think the cheapest one that I've sent out has cost me like $14. That's flash drive, envelope, bubble wrap, and shipping, the post office. The most expensive one I've sent out, when they go overseas, they get real expensive. And they're my biggest ones. Overseas shipping, it's running about $30 to send one. That's with the flash drive, the shipping, the wrap, all of that. New Zealand, that one runs me about $22 total. Australia, anywhere from $28 to $30 total. Ireland, same thing in the UK. I'm sending them all over the world. And so you can thank ESPN. He actually sent me a money order for a few $100s that has covered the bulk of this. But still, it's before I can get all 144 out, I'm going to be hemorrhaging money. So any donations towards this will help. If you send your address and a flash drive, drop a couple dollars in there to help with the postage. If you don't have it, that's fine. You get this anyway. You do not have to donate anything to get this. This is free to whoever asks for it. And then I have the time consuming, because to move these files to a flash drive is taking a few hours. Now I've got it all packaged up now to where I can just do it in bulk and just tell my computer to move it. But then it slows down everything else trying to move this many heavy files. When you're moving anywhere between, right now, they're 15 gigabytes, and for the larger ones, I've been adding a few more, so it's running about 20 gigabytes now. And I'm getting bigger flash drives, and I'm actually adding some stuff to it that you'd just be interested in. Not necessarily part of the library, but just some other stuffs in my library. All right, I think that's what I wanted to say. Y'all go be the love. Don't be afraid. Don't be angry. Don't worry about your loved ones. You really don't. You can stand in for the best thing that you can do for them is to take care of yourself, to educate yourself, to don't walk in fear, and to be ready. When the time comes and they fall apart, I promise you, the Holy Spirit's going to step in for you, and you're going to find courage and strength and stability, and you're going to know exactly what to do and exactly what to say. And you don't even have to think about it. As a matter of fact, we're told, don't think about what you're going to say in that hour, because the Holy Spirit's going to come through you, and it's going to tell them exactly. Your higher self is going to start communicating with their higher self, is what's going to go down. And I can't wait for that day myself. And it's getting closer. And evidence of that is serendipitous timing. Last night's video with Crystal Time, and then Matt's video today, and it was on my mind. I've been thinking about it for a couple of days. I need to do the ritual hero's journey. The hero's fixing to start dying, and which I've already done. But here it is. You can go watch Crystal Time's video. I'll leave a link. Then watch Matt's video and this one. And between those three perspectives, you'll see this very clearly. You'll get a very good understanding of a point of view from alchemical astrology, a point of view from more of a Vedic astrology, and then a point of view from solar astrology. And you'll see who's doing what rituals tells you who they really are. I don't care what their robes and all what their titles are. Their symbols tell us who they really are. So go be the kindness, be the love. Because you know what? If you weren't here, there would be no love here.